Welcome back to the channel.
Today we're gonna go explore downtown Sacramento.
Yeah, we have another Wandering with Gary episode. This time, Nacy's coming along.
Woohoo!
So come get lost with us. Check out the old school theater. The old school call box. That's really neat. Let me zoom out a little bit for you. There you go. That's easy. So it looks like they show like classic movies. So like they have Flubber. It was February. A little outdated on this, but and they got a Gremlin showing with Zach Galligan. I think that is the kid star in the movie.
Yeah, he's like number one on the list.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Show you what it looks like outside. So here's the Crest building outside. Look at that. It is definitely old school. Got the neon. Meat Eater Live. I'm guessing that's a band. Then there's a bookstore, and I don't know what Empress is. What do you think?
It's pretty neat. Honestly, it's probably one of the coolest things I've seen.
Alright, so there's the Crest. Sorry about the tree in the way at the top. But it is definitely old school. I love the old neons. Really cool. This is the Cathedral of the Blessed Sacrament. Look at that old church. That's beautiful. That's where in the 1800s, probably, after you got the gold and killed a bunch of people, you went there to say, I'm sorry, to get redemption.
Kind of makes me think of that church we saw in New York City.
Oh,
well,
yeah?
on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely check that out in the show notes.
That was a pretty church.
Macy just said, maybe this is like the El Cortez in Vegas. Look at the structure. You can tell it's privately owned just because how crappily kept it is, but look at that.
You know what it kind of makes me think of? And I know we're not anywhere close to New York City, but the Breakfast in Tiffany's.
Yeah.
Her apartment, where she would like climb from like one apartment to the other, and
Oh.
like come out on the balcony to get into another one. It kind of makes me think of that.
It does.
Style.
Yeah, it does have like the balconies to each level. Fancy. I like the ornate stuff on the top too there. Like underneath the roof, they actually put like stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, imagine just investing that much time to put something that very few people are even going to see. That's so cool. Heading towards the state capitol. In case you didn't know, Sacramento is the capital of California. Now, they do have tours. There's no tours today. And there's only like certain days they do tours. So just know that ahead of time. But yeah, that is the state capitol.
I think that's like the third state capital I've seen.
The third state capitol, you saying?
Well, I've seen Tallahassee.
Yeah.
We used to drive by it all the time. We saw South Carolina.
Yeah. We've
And
seen
then-
Georgia.
You might have seen it. I haven't seen it.
We drive through Atlanta all the time. Seen the Georgia State Capitol.
And then I guess this one.
They have like this beautiful park right next to the Capitol too. There's the Capitol. And here's this nice little park. It's very pretty. This reminds me of the Edison home. It's a southern magnolia. Look how low the branches are.
In the southeast, it kind of makes me wonder why it's in Northern California.
It says native region USA.
Okay, they can pretty much grow anywhere, I'm guessing.
So this is a holly oak. Another tree that's out here. That's interesting looking.
There's like a fascinating blend of trees out here.
Yeah.
You've got these really tall trees, you've got magnolia trees, but you've also got palm trees. It's fascinating.
It's California, baby. California. Look at those big trees. We've made it to the other side of the assembly building. Look at those columns. Really nice. Get a closer look. Look at it. Look at that. It is so massive. I like that there's a second story with a nice thing. There's some kind of yoga event happening right now. That's kind of what's going on there, but this is in front of the building. Pretty cool. It's pretty neat. There's like a coin on the ground. Here's the seal of California. Eureka! Pretty cool. Got a bear. Got an explorer. Another seal, I guess. Kind of interesting. I'm not sure what this one depicts. Looks like there's the Stargate symbol though. Who says you can't go home? Found an orange tree. Not that orange is a big actual product of California too, but look at this tree, huh? Look how tall it is. Macy just made a good comment off camera. You want to make it on camera?
Yeah, I was gonna go see if it had a plaque to tell me what kind of tree it was.
Yeah, but what you said before.
Oh, yeah, so I think the reason why there's such a diverse amount of trees in front of the Capitol is because they want to showcase the diversity of trees in California, I think.
Yeah, because there's so many different landscapes, right? Yeah. We made it over to that really tall tree, and what is it now?
It says it's called a bunya bunya.
A bunya bunya. Look at that. Yum. That is way up there.
Region of Australia.
Oh, it's from the North region of Australia, so it's just a bunch of trees apparently, huh? Never seen a bunya bunya tree before.
The name kind of makes sense, like, it sounds a little Australian.
Look at the branches. It's kind of like a Christmas tree, but it's not brown, it's all green, like the entire branch is green. Check out the legislative office building. It definitely has like an Art Deco look to it, like 1920s, 1930s era.
A lot of these have like an Art Deco feel to it, because I'm assuming that's when they updated them from the 1800s. Or
Yeah.
built them.
Except for this one. This one looks old. Very, very old. You can see they have a gold top too up there. Look at that. Oh, there's gold up in them hills. We got this other building across the way. I don't know what it is. It kind of looks more 80s-esque to me. Got like an 80s-esque feel. And then there's this one, catty corner to us, and it definitely has like an old Spanish influence on it. You can just tell by the roundedness of it.
The terracotta tiles.
Yeah, really interesting. And this is right across the street from the Capitol. And then you can see them doing, I'm guessing, another apartment building in the distance there. The interesting circles, I guess, in the California State Library.
That's that Art Deco feel.
Yeah, it is back to an Art Deco feel. I do wonder, like, what's in the California State Library? Because there's another library right behind us. It's Robert Paglia Library or something like that. I wonder what the State Library has. And then they claim that the California Museum was at the state capitol, but we didn't really see an entrance for the museum over there. So, but I'm sure it's there somewhere, but it is under construction, so that could be why we didn't see it. But then this is another library too. A lot of libraries. Check out the gold on the top of that light post there. Let me zoom in. There we go. Look at that. Yeah. That's a fascinating street light. There's another one. So there's the other side of that library that we walked past, that other library that was across the street from the California State Library. I like the columns too again. Really cool columns in the front.
New York Public Library.
Makes you think of the New York Public Library.
Yeah.
We found a state park, the Leland Stanford Mansion State Historic Park. And the mansion's behind this bush, we'll show you in a second. Ready to go explore? There are a lot of trees around the mansion, just so you know, but there's the Leland Mansion, Stanford. Ooh, orange tree. Now, what were you saying about this?
It's kind of interesting that it's like this really old house. It's kind of out of place. Well, high rises go up around it. It's fascinating.
A little bit about the stately mansion. So apparently it was the headquarters for 3 governors. Pro-Union Civil War governor.
President of the Central Pacific Railroad, Leland Stanford, negotiated political and business deals that helped complete the Transcontinental Railroad.
Ooh, Transcontinental Railroad.
The mansion was expanded in 1872, creating the architectural legacy you see today.
Check it out. There's the front, just to say. What were you looking at?
The marbly tile floor. It's very interesting.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the wealth. Look at these marble tiles. Check out these corners. I mean, look at that ornate display. They have like fences at the top. I'm guessing you can walk up there, or at least at one time you could. I don't know if you can now. Look at that. You can see a little bit of refurb, like the new blinds there, the wood blinds and stuff that aren't painted the same as everything else. So here's the sign from 1986, establishing it as the 614th historical building in California, historical landmark. Now, what were you saying?
So when they signed it over to the Catholic Diocese, they renamed it the Stanford Lathrop Memorial Home for Friendless Children.
Friendless children. Interesting.
An interesting way to call orphans friendless.
This is a cool garden. They got a nice palm tree. I'm guessing, because the date tree kind of looked like this that we saw at the Capitol building. But yeah, look at this. This is beautiful. The thing about in the 1800s, you think that they spent most of their time here, right? So most of their time was here unless they traveled days to get somewhere else. This is where they spent all their time, the wealthy, obviously. So you had to make a house that was big enough and sort of contained you the entire time.
Yeah. The weather's beautiful today, though, by the way. Just on a side note.
Nacy bringing facts. So as I was just talking about, you know how they had to live here. They lived here. There wasn't much around. Look at the picture of the people. I mean, there's nothing in the background of that picture at all. But this is where they kept all their horses and stuff. And it's right next to the building. And it's not even nearly as big. This is probably 2 stories. So they probably kept like hay or something, I'm guessing, in the upstairs and then the horses in the downstairs. And it actually opens right up to this new apartment complex. Look at that behemoth. And this is like in the shadow of that. So walking past here, do you think these are gun holes? Do you think these are like if they were under siege, they open these up? And that would be where the gun holes were? A genuine question. I don't know. I'm kind of guessing because it kind of makes sense, right? You have this tiny window. It's not big enough to really do anything other than look out. Check out the old kitchen. It's got a little bit of a refurb. You can see some new appliances and stuff there, but this is their little old kitchen. So the kitchen was right next to the horse and buggy area. This is super cool. Look at this porch they have. And then they have one of those glass enclosure rooms. I forget what they're called. Sunrise rooms, I think, or something. Sunrooms. So it's got glass to keep you a little warm in case it was chilly out. Some stairs up. Walkway. Pretty neat.
It's pretty big.
Yeah. I'm betting this used to be mud back in the day.
Yeah.
And they probably had these pavers. And then they obviously added drainage and stuff. It's pretty neat. They have different timelines.
That's pretty cool. It shows a lot different.
Yeah, the colors, they're like the different expansions.
Mm-hmm.
So they have this whole like square outside where I guess the people who lived here used to use this for parties, shindigs, just hanging out. There's kids playing on it right now. But that's it. That was their house. If you think about it, there's nothing around here. And it's funny that they're like, oh, he became a governor. Did he become the governor because he had money, or did he become the governor because he was good? And another fascinating fact I found, he only passed 7 pieces of legislation his entire time being a governor.
Ooh, that's not a good track record.
7 pieces of legislation. That's crazy. So Nacy said, what'd you say?
The fence is very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you were saying like it looks like custom ironwork.
Yeah, it's definitely custom ironwork, but it doesn't seem really old. You know, it seems definitely like a newer custom ironwork.
very ornate.
Yes, as the rest of the house, it does not definitely flow with the architecture of the rest of the house. But that could just be because they put it here to keep people out in the 80s when it became a historic home. So that's my guess. But you think they would have made it match the architecture a little bit more. As we got a bunch of times in my last wandering, there is the train. Now here's a question for you, Nacy. I feel like the train should be longer. I feel like it's very short.
It is a very short train.
Yeah, it's really kind of interesting.
It doesn't ever look really full.
It never looks full. This reminds me of like an old campaign sign. It's got like that abstract person there. I don't know what McCarthy is, so I'm not promoting them in any way, shape, or form. But just thought it was a cool sign. And hello, Spank. Nice to meet you.
Or is it Spink?
I like Spank. But she says it could be Spink. We were just walking. This is kind of interesting to me. I don't know if you guys will find this interesting. Look at these 80s apartments. This is clearly built in the 80s. And it's very like...
Landmark. It looks like a landmark.
Yeah. It also reminds me of Magnum PI for some reason. I don't know. Maybe like Hawaiian. I don't know. It just feels interesting. These people are probably like, why are you filming my apartments? Because they're interesting.
Well, so when we lived in Tallahassee, we lived in an apartment complex that was very much like this. Like the stairs were outside and
Yes.
upper decks had like a deck to it. It's very much in that era.
Yeah, true. Except for the bottom floors had porches too.
Yeah.
But yeah, very much like that. Let's check out this bridge. Nathan went over it. Really cool. It's a drawbridge. I hope that's... Oh, look at that. It's really neat. Here's another shot of that bridge. Apparently that's the Embassy Suites, according to Nacy. But Nacy drove over that earlier this week. What did you think of it?
It's just a little short, lifty bridge. What is that called?
Drawbridge?
Yeah.
I don't think that's what it's called. But we know what you're talking about. So on the other side, where the bridge is, there's the state capitol in the distance. That's a really good shot of that. There's the Golden One Center that we went past, where the Sacramento Kings play. We're gonna try out Sauced. Let's go. They do have outdoor seating, but here's what the inside looks like. There's the big bar. So I got the 3 meats. Nacy got the 2 meats. We both got brisket burnt ends. And then I got ribs and wings. And then she got sliced brisket too for hers. And then we got some swamp fries, which look really, really tasty. And we'll show you them when they come out. These are our swamp fries. They look fascinating. They got baked beans. They got ranch. They got some meats on there. They got the potato fries. Let's see what Nacy thinks. So this is Nacy's. She got the 2 meat. She just snuck a bite of the swamp fries. This is my 3 meat, and then I got a salad too, because you know I got to pretend to be healthy. All right, what you thinking, Nacy? How the fries?
All right, well, I just got a bite of the beans. That was really all I did. So here we go.
Beans.
That's delicious. The beans are like perfect and smoky. The dust on the fries are so good. Yeah, honestly, the beans are delicious. The cheese sauce is really good, and the brisket's really good. Overall, this is really tasty. Let's see what Gary thinks.
So everything did come at once, which is always chaotic, but let me grab...
It's hard to get like everything all together.
Right.
There's so much goodness on this. It's delicious.
Excuse me. And it's waffle fries, so that makes it kind of like a huge fry to like undertake. All right.
Shove it in there.
All right, here we go. The barbecue sauce, the sweetness in the beans. You get that nice bite of the, I think it's brisket or is it pork?
I think it's brisket.
I think it's brisket. And the seasoning on the fries, really, really tasty. I like this. We got some main courses coming out, and we'll come and get you. Well, we'll show them to you in a minute. So we're finishing up our meals, and I think Macy will pretty much echo my sentiments. The fries are fantastic. Definitely get the swamp fries. They were really good. The ranch wasn't house-made, so the salads were meh. The potato salad was pretty tasty. Very mayonnaise-y, but pretty good. But the meats and stuff have this like fake smokiness to them, and you can see with the wings, they're supposed to be double smoked. It was clearly just like a baked wing. They're not smoked. So a little bit disappointing in the meats, but again, the potato salad and the fries are really tasty. And we'll ask Nacy what she thinks in a minute, but she's busy doing some work. So what'd you think?
I have to say that was probably one of the worst barbecue places I've ever had. It was also probably some of the most disappointing food I've had this trip yet to date. Like Gary mentioned in the beginning, like everything just felt like liquid smoke. Like it didn't feel like it was genuinely smoked meats, and I couldn't get into it. I really couldn't get into it. The only thing that was really good was the french fries. The fries that we got was tasty. The salad, like we said, like fabricated ranch dressing. It was very thick and homogeneous, kind of like a Hidden Valley ranch. And the potato salad was okay, but again, it kind of tasted like grocery store potato salad. I'm gonna be honest, I love Publix potato salad, and that didn't even come close to Publix potato salad. And yeah, it was disappointing. And for $120, I expect a lot more. So
Yes.
yeah, a little disappointing, but we're gonna go head back to the hotel. Hopefully our room's clean, and then take a nap before I have to go back to work tonight.
All right, that concludes our day. We did make it to Cesar Chavez Park, but they were doing a homeless giveaway thing there for food and stuff, and we just didn't feel comfortable taping that. So we did stop there. It's a beautiful park, and it does have a Cesar Chavez statue, too.
Yeah, it was a fun day. We walked the square, did a lot of things, and we came back to the room, and it's not clean.
Yeah, definitely check out that review in the show notes below for the Marriott AC in downtown Sacramento. That's going to be a good one, too.
Yeah, so if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up.
Hit that subscribe button.
And make sure you ring that notification bell so you don't forget we do at least 3 videos a week.
And we'll come and get you all for the next one.
Ain't that the truth, baby Ruth?
Bye, everybody.
Bye.